Hi, I'm Mary Laverty, and this is the Life Balance Show. I'm so excited this week because I get to tell you the best idea I ever came up with. It's been on Oprah and Family Circle around the world 62 times, and it works every single time. It all started with Mother's Day. You know, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or 50th anniversaries or birthdays, I mean, especially for our parents, our grandparents, our elders, what do you get them? They don't need a knick-knack. So I asked myself, look, what does your mom really want? And I realized that what my mom really wants is to know that what she did made a difference in my life. A lot of our parents worked hard, sacrificed. Some of them even gave up their dreams so we could have ours. Now let me just say, our families are flawed, and we didn't all have good parents. But the vast majority of them did the best they could under the circumstances that they had. And all they want to know is that somehow it ended up being good enough, and we know because you are a really good person. So what I did was I came up with a concept called a memory jar. I got a cut glass jar with a lid. You could use anything, an oatmeal box. And then on little cards like these, I wrote down a little memory inside. I remember the talk we had the night before I got married. I remember calling you from the hospital and telling you that your first grandchild had been born. I remember when I was 12 and I used to iron pillowcases for 10 cents a piece so that I could save money to buy go-go boots. Now I know everyone under 30 is saying, what are go-go boots? I'm sorry to you younger gals, you missed out on the fashion accessory of the century. Anyway, I put all those memories in the jar and I sent them to her and I said, look, Mom, I'm busy. I know I neglect you, but what you did made me happy and healthy and I think about you every day. Now take out a memory and think about me. The idea is you're supposed to take out one memory a day. What did she do? Yes, she read them all the first day. But the point is, she read them and she read them and she reread them. When my father retired from the banking business after 50 years, 26 years as the president, I sent the memory jar cards out to his family and friends and business associates and customers, and I asked them to relate a memory. The most amazing thing happened. After 50 years of financial success and important deals, not one person wrote about anything big. They wrote about the time they went fishing for 8 hours and didn't get a single bite, about the time my dad drove Kenny to the Army in St. Louis. He took the wrong turn. It was a 25-mile detour. And when he came back, he took the same wrong turn. They said the first time Herb thought it was funny, and the second time his comments are not repeatable. Now, I can admit to an enlightened audience like this that I am a feminist. And growing up with 5 brothers, I spent the first 25 years of my life heavy in propaganda. As a consequence, they all got pretty liberated, including my dad, who had female vice presidents and cashiers, a wonderfully well-trained female staff. He gave them opportunities and bonuses, and I knew they'd write about it. Not one of them did. One woman wrote, I remember the time we had an ice storm, and you knew I lived way out in the country, and you called me at home and said, this job isn't worth your life, stay home. I won't dock you any pay. Every single memory was a time when my father's heart and soul had touched somebody else's. Now this was good information for me, because maybe like you, I'm ambitious. I like to work hard. I want to be good at what I do. But it reminded me, if connection is what we're going to remember, maybe it's what we should be focusing on in the first place. What I love about all of you is that you're ingenious. And you're going to take this idea and turn it and twist it and tell people about it and make it work for you. I've had people use them cards at wedding receptions so that the bride and groom come back to this memory jar from all these walks of life, get to know each other in new ways. When my good friend Linda, her daughter Carrie died, Carrie was 17, my girls handed out the memory jar cards at the funeral. And 3 months later, Linda said she took Carrie's ashes up to her favorite mountain in Breckenridge and spread them. She said, then I took the jar and I drove to the lake and I read the memories. She said, I cried and I laughed. She said, half of them were things I didn't know about. And when I got done, I knew 2 things. I'd been a good mom. I had a great kid. One of my most ingenious was a CEO who at the end of the program checked his email, and it was from a friend whose dog had suddenly died. This CEO emailed all of his friends who knew the dog and they made Alex the dog a memory jar. But the dog owner said, "You don't know what this did to console me in my grief, knowing all my buddies love my dog like I did." I promise you, this will work. Take the idea, turn it, twist it, figure out a way that you could use the memory jar to stay connected to what's important. I have loved sharing this idea because I know there'll be thousands and thousands of people happy because they got a priceless, priceless gift. You can order those at the Wynn shop, the Wynn store. They're called Memory Jar Cards by Mary Laverty. They come 32 a package. Of course, you can make your own, and that's fine with me. But if you're trying to cut a few corners, save a little time, and have absolutely beautiful cards, they come in red and in blue. They're die cut with gold trim, and you open it up and you write your memory in there. So I hope you enjoyed this idea. And next week I'll be back with some more. In the meantime, as always, when you can't keep up, connect.